There weren't too many rounds of play to look at here, but obviously with Liquid taking on Gen.G in what is an elimination matchup, Liquid have brought their A game. They have brought everything to the table in Mirage that they needed to. That leads us into Dust 2. And with the way things are shaping up, 16-6 the scoreline on the first map, Liquid looking hot to trot right here at the DreamHack Master Spring 2020. Stewie 2K, a main driving force, a main component of that. And I just want to say that's because he walks it like he talks it. You know what I'm saying, Christine and Matthew?
Early Migos reference over there, or?
It is what it is, man.
It is what it is.
Determine that on your own.
It is what it is.
What can't be determined is how in the hell Liquid are absolutely stumping Gen.G right now. Is it a confidence thing? Do we feel like these guys just woke up and go, hey, you know what? We're better than this team. We're going to go put it all out there. What happens? How does this shape up like this?
I think it's a good reminder of the power that a lineup like Liquid can bring to the table. And in the sense that I feel you can bring the best game plan ever created for Counter-Strike, but these 5 players have the ability to just step on it. They will literally just step on your game plan. It doesn't matter that your strategy is well put together. It doesn't matter that you have the good flash, because they'll constantly multi-kill you. They'll constantly push you. We see Naf push 1,000,000 times during 15 rounds. He was behind them all the time. He was being disruptive. Even when he actually failed his flanks, they were still winning. So there's really no way out if you're Gen.G.
And you know, Christine, if you're looking at some of these plays or just some of the positioning Naf was able to find himself in, let's just theorize here that he does find those kills. I don't see a world where Gen.G makes it even as competitive as they did.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really all about those multi-kills that Matthew just mentioned, because at any point, even when Gen.G looked like they had an advantage, even when they made it into a post-play scenario, you have Nitro over at A getting a 4K, 2 kills with his P2K, Stewie busting out his AW. So there was just every dot connecting for the Liquid side of things. And those flanks, if we can pull up the replay coming out of Naf. Now, I noticed at the scoreline at 8-2, Naf made this play with Nitro. He's not even the B player on Mirage. He's over at A. But he takes and he utilizes his spawn. And look at this. He gets spotted with this boost by Som. And so he decides to back off and he goes back towards A. But in this play right here, the scoreline is 10-2. He does it again. And he rushes towards that upper B tunnel. And this time around, because he didn't get that contact, because he wasn't spotted, he just keeps pushing and keeps pushing. And in this match on Mirage, he was able to actually get a flank on in 4 different rounds. So, I mean, when Liquid's game plan is all about just getting in Gen.G's faces and not allowing them to feel any sort of comfort level, there's just, man, what is the answer, you know?
Yeah, and I know what the answer isn't for us, and it's that whole like Monka-esque situation of sitting underneath Balk and just kind of waiting, and let's see how this pans out for Naf. My goodness, I don't think it could have taken another 10 seconds of that. Luckily, though, that round did end in the favor of Gen.G, so they do have that little bit of a saving grace. Now we look at Dust 2. We're looking at a Liquid pick. Someone make something sound good here for Gen.G.
Okay, I cannot really do that. What I can tell you, though, is that the 2 worst rated players for Gen.G are usually the 2 highest rated players on Dust 2. Ultimatic and Kusta, they're the ones that we're looking for on Dust 2 to shine. They had a bad game, but I'm not gonna diss them, you know? I think it was a team effort to lose on the side of Gen.G. No one really could put up a fight. I think Som was the only one somewhat fighting, somewhat trying to put the kills on the board. Everyone else was pretty much out of oxygen. So this has to be a team response, but I'm looking at Ultimatic and I'm looking at Kusta for Dust 2.
And I'm looking at Christine to explain. Moreover, give us a reason where Kusta is. Where is he? I can't find him.
He's, well, in the server, he's going to be towards long A, holding down the fort, the big pit, the double doors area towards that long A. But you're right. I mean, this Mirage, he was pretty absent. But also, Matthew makes a good point. When your team is just getting destroyed by such a huge margin, it is kind of hard to get yourself invested within these rounds. So Dust 2, you just got to clean the slate, forget about Mirage, go on to this and view it as 2 separate best of ones moving forward in this series.
Yeah, and that's the only way that either of these teams are going to stay alive, and that seems to be like an easier task for Team Liquid. We go to a break, we come back. We've got Dust 2 here at the DreamHack Master Spring 2020, y'all.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. We have the next map between Liquid and Gen.G just around the corner. Nice trace. It is, of course, Dust 2, Liquid's pick. They just absolutely reamed Gen.G out in that first map.
That's one word you could use to describe what we just witnessed on Mirage. That was not pretty at all. Now we're going to set our sights on Dust 2, and it's going to be myself, Harry Russell, and Hugo. ready to get this one underway. And what is an elimination match? Mind you, you need to be reminded of that. Jenny need to pick it back up, and they need to get back into the game, because that was I don't even want to say a slow start, but rather a no start almost.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Harry, how you doing, man? You're here too. What's up?
Yeah, man, I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. And Team Liquid, they're making me feel all kinds of good right now, which sounds a bit weird now that I've said it out loud. So, I think, like, what I mean by that is that they're playing some damn good CS, and that's what you want to see. Automatic here over at short. He doesn't know it, but on the other side of this smoke, yeah, he kind of gets taken by surprise. They're already up on the catwalk. Naf has also dropped the man out here towards long. And this round is not off to the rip-roaring start that Gen.G wanted. If you're a Team Liquid fan, though, you're very, very happy with how this round has begun. It's just Sob and Buntet left in a 2-on-5.
I'm actually very glad we get Liquid starting on the T side here, right? Not only because we didn't see a lot of T side rounds in the first map, but also because it means they get to set the pace. And we already see Liquid, right? This is the map for it, the map for fast plays. And, well, they rush the pistol round up long and short. Good tap from Elige. And, well, there's no way back in for Gen.G here. Buntet, look at the kills. He can't get a thing. Elise with 4. I feel like that's just, expected at this point. Liquid taking that opening round, and with a great B spawn in the second, they might use it.
And I think it's only fair and appropriate that we address kind of that this isn't the newest version of Dust 2, right?
Yeah.
So we're playing on the old patch, which is going to leave the doors how they were, which is the wrong way.
Wrong way, yeah.
It is wrong. Yeah. And Valve have, they fixed the wrongs, and I salute them for that. Thank you very much, Volvo. And Gaben himself. Now Nitro trying to get a head start out towards long. He's going to have this Galil. He's going to find some success onto automatic. Timtaw falls. Kusta's not far behind him. And check this out, though. He wants to continue somehow. With 2 bullets left in his magazine, he's able to just tap the head down of Buntet, and this entire A defense has crumbled for the most part.
And if it wasn't bad, it will get worse. Twist. He misses it. Daps has just crossed past him. Honestly, not a problem at all by any means for Twist. He can walk in late, and if he walks lower, he gets the kill. But right now, Daps is hanging around, and oh no, is it going to be a knife kill? Twist, he's not usually a knife man, and he won't even get a shot off. It's going to be Daps 180ing and grabbing that gun right back. Twist typing, I can imagine. But yeah, still a lost round for Gen.G, and not really the biggest of saves, and that's assuming it goes through anyway. Daps is being hounded, and Elige, he tucks himself in the corner. I mean, I think someone's going to steal the kill away. Nitro gets it anyway, but that's pretty funny.
Could have been cool.
Yeah.
It was an ace for Nitro as well, by the way.
Oh.
He takes down all 5 in that round.
Cool. I didn't want to, miss that or discredit it or anything. I'm just saying, there's just so much action. How do we keep up with all of it, Harry? I don't know.
So that changes everything. That means Elige was playing for Nitro's ace. He didn't want the kill. He let Nitro take it. Yeah, exactly.
The insurance policy, if you will.
Nothing better than when you watch a team or a teammate let their opponent or let their teammate ace. I guess that makes sense. Okay, Elige, that's not fair.
Yeah, see you later, Kusta. Go wait in the lobby, as they say. The ancient proverb. It's not going to stop right there either. Twist and Stewie are going to chime in on a round where there's no armor left. And there's nothing on the backs of Som and Daps for the target practice here for Liquid. Even spray control practice there from Elise. But, when you're one-tapping like that, you don't necessarily have to say much more. Liquid going up 3-0. And they're off to that great start that they wanted. They've already picked up the first round, or excuse me, the first map. And the first round. Round after that, the third round. Can they make it 4, Hugo? That's what we're asking.
Great math. We're the numbers, guys, Trace.
1, 2,
that's why we're here.
3, and 4.
Wow, he's done it. He's broken the system. And right now, Liquid are breaking Gen.G and their money. A faster play for Elige as well. Up Cat, look how quick he's here. There's going to be Buntet down in CT, rotating to mid. Luckily, Automatic has the AWP, 1 of 2, and is holding this cross. So Elige, an important smoke if he wants to do anything here, but it looks like a fake for Liquid as they set their sights on B. Som pushed up in the B tunnels. Ooh, he dodges the smoke. He goes ahead of it, but he misses his shot. Luckily, the smoke provides a wall and gives him safety inside of B. He waits for Liquid. That jump spot provides nothing either, so it's not like Gen.G even know that Liquid have 4 here in the tunnels with the bomb. And Som, he goes for that info, but he gets denied, so here comes the push.
He's over at back plat, and he could look to do a hell of a lot. Som's actually going to have to do a hell of a lot if Gen.G want to have any stake in this round. They've got him trapped. Som continuing to deliver these kills, and if you've blinked, you've missed it. It's only Elise left over here in mid, trailing behind the rest of the crew. He does dispatch of Kusta, but he still has 3 bodies left to find, and Automatic is going to deal with it. The B play gets dismantled by Gen.G. It's Buntet and Som putting up all of those kills necessary to lock in the round.
Yeah, and you look at Som in this round as the player that really kept it in control of Gen.G, just for his aggressive push right there. Not even so much the shots, but he forces a reaction out of Liquid that they were not anticipating, nor were they ready to answer.
Well, that's something at least, right? Getting a round on the board early for Gen.G. They didn't have that luxury back on Mirage. It was 8-0 up for Liquid at one point, so yeah, maybe they can build upon that with the double orb. Som, he's double scoped. Luckily, Elise just dropped that glitch one way to allow him to jump up to Xbox safely. Som spamming for it, won't connect. He hit a nasty flick in that last round. Real nasty onto Naf. And Liquid, well, they want to avoid that happening again. They're going to go to the other AWP. Automatic on that A site alongside Buntet. We've got Kusta deep long, and Liquid is setting up for this take. We're going to have Naf late lurking long, and everyone else coming up through the catwalk.
Responds with a Molotov, and entrenches himself within the bomb box itself.
Flashes, going to allow Buntet to get away with that kill, and with it he's dropped the bomb. He also spots the second man. Tries to follow up the third, but that's asking a little too much of Buntet. However, Automatic is looking fine to hold down the line right now. Stewie just ducking beneath his view, but not the second time around. Automatic going to get the better of him. Naf left up in the clutch, and he's not able to land that spray transfer, only removing 1 of the 4 players required. It's a second on the board for Gen.G, and with that round going their way, they've broken the economy of Team Liquid. They're just going to be partial buying into this round. And this is a much better start from Gen.G than what we got to see back on Mirage. As he mentioned, it was 8-0 to Liquid there before Gen.G got their first on the board. Automatic, trying to push the boat out, goes aggressive into mid and actually wins that fight onto Naf. So an early man advantage here in round number 6.
That is sick. That's so mad. Naf should have had that kill, but yeah, nice reaction from Automatic. He's going to get tagged through the door and will retreat with his life. Both orbs pushed low in this round for Gen.G, but if there were any players that you want to be low, it would be the orbs. So it's not the end of the world, and no deaths here for Gen.G. Liquid are relying on just really one gun. Stewie's picked up Naf's scout, but it's not exactly the weapon of choice here for Liquid. Where are they going to go with this? One smoke could go mid to B, could just pop through the tunnels. There's no one watching mid right now other than Daps, who's playing towards those boxes on his own. That's a great kill if Liquid can find it. If they can send this scout or this AK out first, Daps is going to tuck in, wait for the commitment. No flashes, he has his back turn, but good spray, almost converts 2. There's Som peeking out wide, but that's going to lose them the B bomb site, so going through the smoke could work out for Gen.G. Stewie was watching for it, and Twist has picked up an AWP in the back of the B bomb site. Park can come through, Twist hits the shot, and this eco is winnable for Liquid.
Yeah, they're right there. This is the finish line for Liquid. The bomb planted. Twist is going to have his crosshairs in the right place, but not exactly. It's Automatic that comes out on top. Now Stewie has to yield the op, or wield it rather, in a 1 versus 2. Houston Tim Todd looking to retake this site. There's the first shot. Automatic peeks the door. Stewie finds him with ease. And another shot. But the defuse will go for Gen.G. So ultimately, all things considered, you have to consider that somewhat a success for Team Liquid. You know, they get the bomb down, they do quite a bit of damage here to Gen.G, but overall, no victory, no.
Yeah, NT to Twist and Stewie, who find 4 kills in that round combined, right? Very, very close clutch with the eco, and you know that's what you have to remember that round as. You know, it's going to feel rough being Liquid here and knowing we could have won that round, so close. But the way you have to look at it is, well, that was an eco. We get 4 kills, we break their money, and now we have a buy round. If Liquid win this, Gen.G are eco as well. So this is a really good opportunity for Liquid, created by the damage in that previous round. But that damage will be forgotten if Liquid don't win it here. So there's that for Gen.G. It's not all doom and gloom. Leech going back for the mid-smoke will be able to cross Xbox, and that's important for his team, who is still at the top of middle, walking down Cat. So he's on short, responded to by Automatic, who has the orb here. Aggressive, and he's going to hang around, try and dodge these flashes. Buntet in the spawn, as soon as Automatic shoots, Buntet can pop a volley and cover this position. There it is. Molotov won't follow because Liquid haven't really been spotted. It was just a flash that got Automatic off the angle.
Yeah, but you talk about that that Molotov, and boy, Liquid are sweating. Let me tell you, they have to back away from what is Catwalk and reconsider, reorganize, re-strategize as to how they want to approach this round. Still 5 players alive on both ends. And Cat Control hasn't been given up by Liquid. They've left Nitro here. And now that's going to leave them with the option to split A. What they don't know is Timtaw's waiting with the AWP. The flash comes out. The shot doesn't land. But that one does. Twist eliminates Kusta. Makes it look relatively easy. And that's going to spell the end of Timtaw. A little bit of a TK on the field, but that's fine. Oof. Trades are coming in, and so far it's looking like Gen.G want to hold on to this round. Great shots. Nitro in the right place. Stewie with the last kill. And a round that just went all through the motions there. We got a little bit of everybody involved on that one.
That's just unbelievable that Liquid convert that right off the back of this being their opening kill on Long, like Naf killing his teammate. Stewie, some excellent trading. Nitro, he comes out on Cat and he ducks and he stays alive for like 2-3 seconds. Those 2 seconds, not only, you know, lets Stewie get closer and then Nitro gets the kill, but then Stewie trades and closes the round. So, you know, if he dies there and doesn't hit that crouch button, you know, the round's probably lost. Stewie would be in a very hard 1-on-2, but he is looking so good right now and putting himself in all the right places. It was a Mirage, he is on Dust, and Liquid are holding a lead by 1. They won that crucial round as well that we talked about. They broke Gen.G's money, so this force was inevitable in round number 8, but it's not going to provide much sustenance. Elise, rather, needs to watch out because Bentet is trying to pounce on him from Cat.
Oh my god, the head is just about to appear. Bentet misses the window of opportunity. It's going to get Elise out of lower and ultimately mid now. A strong point of contest. Meanwhile, the bomb has worked its way up long.
Elise running back makes Gen.G think this is a B play. They've completely left the A site. They've completely rotated off. Daps has just cleared out tunnels to realize that. But Elise retreating through that position, even though he's dead. Great shot, by the way. Ridiculous shot. It's still a Liquid round because Gen.G move out of the site.
Yes, sadly, there's just no way to retake this one in the spot you're in if you're Gen.G. I still can't get over that kill from Daps. The fact that he just one-tapped someone with the CZ from the tunnels into T-spawn is mind-blowing, but not enough to win you the round. They're still looking to try and do damage on these players exiting the site, but Liquid, they're not in a position where they ever need to take these fights, and just staying alive is the best thing for them to do. So they're going to go 5-3 up. Gen.G, no money because they did force in this round here, right? They were double eco anyways, so they had to. But this has put Team Liquid in a great spot, like a chance to get off to a 6-3 lead. There's not really any resistance from Gen.G across these rounds. And as long as you're able to dodge Daps' AK and armor and the scout of automatic, there should be some pretty... Oh! Hey, I was going to say, should be plain sailing, but maybe not. Maybe it's not, because automatic, he's sunk a battleship early on. Elise gets dropped. Twist now moving into the lower tunnels, but there's quite the body count here on the other side, ready to try and shut him down. When Tech gets spotted up on the catwalk, Twist tries to run away. This is where Kusta tries to close the gap, and he lands a dink. You can feel this round getting scary, and you can feel Team Liquid starting to get swept away by this tension. Som's going to best the man down in lower tunnels. Team Liquid have taken the A site in the meantime, and they're in a 3-on-4, but there is still a chance for Gen.G in this round.
We look at the situation on hand, and Som has a Molotov. He can't flush one of these players out. And what is a 4-on-3 retake? Don't see any kits available. That's going to create a bit of a time dilemma. Stewie2K says, you know what? I'll take matters into my own hands. So he finds one. He calls in his friend Naf, and they're going to have a field day at Long. It's almost a party over here. Stewie with a shot at the wall there just to draw a little bit of attention. Automatic on the shot with the scout. And this one's gotten close. Nitro had to dive. He had to duck. He had to weave out of the way of the Molotov and ultimately out of the crosshair of Automatic, who is elected to save regardless. And this is a Liquid round through and through.
Excellent movement there from Nitro. Just gets out of dodge. He realizes it. Like, that round is somehow gets close for a second. Stewie does a great job of hitting the orb shots in pit and stalling. He then swings with the pistol. Okay, a bit optimistic. But, you know, that's only off of the idea that, oh, we've already won the round. It doesn't matter. They're not going to retake. But then suddenly, that kill from Automatic makes things very close, and Nitro has to dive away. Instead, if he hangs around, he dies, and Automatic might have time to defuse. So big round for Liquid, keeping Gen.G's economy low, but finally the loss bonus has come through. Oh, Naf with a leg. He is on a... Oh, that's a... No, why? Oh, no.
Not like this. Not like this.
That's nasty.
That's some unforgiving situation there.
Why would he throw the nade? You've been legged.
And you know, like I'm just brought back to these proverbs that we keep going back to, and I think that there's one special one for this one in particular. Is sucks to suck.
Yeah.
In that moment, that sucks. So, moving forward, Harry, we're taking a look at the pitch on hand. Xbox smoke, but Twist is tucked in here close at the mid doors.
Yeah, Gen.G aren't really in a spot where they need to be going aggressive, and so they shouldn't be giving this trade over. Bentet decides to push up a Cat, and he does get 1-for-1, as well as bringing Elise down low. Automatic is waiting on the drop down, but Elise is going to find the kill. Kusta delivers that frag onto Stewie. And while this is happening, Daps is wrapping up through Catwalk. He's going to blindside the first man, leaving it onto Twist in a very tricky to navigate 1v3. He's not given any room to work with. So Gen.G going to steal that round away. You know, helped out a bit by Naf over towards long.
Yeah, look at this.
Let's
Why?
run it back.
What?
Boom.
That's honestly one of the best suicides I've seen in Counter-Strike.
And I'm willing to bet that we're told post-match that if this is LAN, that doesn't happen.
Oh, of course.
Which does, you know, it does hold some merit in that motion because you get used to the mechanics of how you want to throw those grenades. You can actually kind of, I don't want to say bend them, but you can get behind things faster. And for him, well, that was a boomerang that he threw, actually. It wasn't quite a HEs. We see a timeout coming for Liquid. Naf did more damage to himself than to Gen.G with utility in the first 10 rounds of Dust 2.
Yeah, that's a good way of making the numbers look good.
I think Naf has played himself here.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're going for.
Does that count as UD in the scoreboard, right?
I'm not sure.
It's like, you know, if you flash, or not flash assist your teammate, but assist your teammate, you get an assist, or you used to at least. I don't know. Either way.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Liquid,
every time we play together and I get a flash assist, it's usually on the back of you getting fragged. So.
Yeah. You do a great job of blinding me, Trace. I just play with my eyes closed now, so I'm used to it, you know? Liquid, they need open eyes in this round because they don't have high buys. It's going to be a couple of Galils, and that's really it. Flash to mid. Som with the potential for a collat, and he will hit it. Oh, Som back with another. It's Automatic actually stealing that kill. Som legged the player. The bomb in the smoke. They will pick it up, but where are you going to take it, guys? Nowhere but the graveyard. Gen.G wipe the slate clean and find 5. At least being competitive on this map. That's kind of what we wanted. I didn't want Liquid completely blowing them out in 2 maps in a row. That wouldn't have been fun, at least not for Gen.G.
Nah. And only Liquid can beat themselves, it seems. So we obviously see Naf nading himself out of existence. Harry, how are the server conditions today? I know that, you know, before we caught up with you and things looked palpable. But in this situation, what do you think?
The server conditions are all right now, Trace. However, there might be a little bit of rain forecast. There is some Liquid falling in this round, that's for sure. They've opened up with 2 on the Glocks. I don't really know how they've done it, but they have. And now they sit in a 4-on-3. The tension, as you said, was Palpatine just moments ago.
It's a trap.
But yeah, I mean, that's, you know, now Liquid, they faked going down into the tunnels early on. They've actually grouped back up at long, and they leave Stewie on Catwalk now. As he starts to creep round, Kusta is in this drop-down position. He's going to get the information that Stewie is there. Drops off, and is now in CT. Stewie coming up Cat, and Kusta bested. The Glocks might be about to walk away with a round victory. These are the vanilla pistols for Team Liquid, and they're in a 3-on-2. They're getting the bomb down. The Glocks might be Gen.G's worst nightmare.
They don't even have guns yet. That's what's the weirdest part. It's not like, you know, the Stewie is using this M4 for multi-kills. Another missed grenade. We've seen how that ends up, but Bentet flashed out, finds a kill. These Glocks can't afford to fight. Naf just needs to hide. He's on a wrap round. Stewie with a tap down, and he's shut down the round. That is obscene. 3 kills from Glock. Stewie finds an M4 and wreaks havoc on the A site. And Liquid, they've done it.
Man, you look at that round and you just think, WTF, Gen.G, where have you gone? Where do you go? Because now they've been put in a weird situation with their money, right? Like they've bought up what they can. They're going to use what they can in this round. And they can't feel comfortable with the buy that they've gone with.
Yeah, just relying on another round win, right? Like that just seems to be the way forward as Liquid. They make every round look winnable. not just look winnable, they make every round winnable. And Automatic, he's been good with his orb. Him and Storm have lit up the scoreboard so far. He's going to try and fight middle. Lots of players to be seen, and he does hit a leg.
It's a slow creeping pressure onto the catwalk from Team Liquid. Automatic, he's didn't really mean to fall off there, but he's quick to reposition. As I was saying, he's repositioned from mid and was looking for this pick at Cat. He was about a second off of getting one. Accidentally falls off and is now going to find himself over here at Goose. But this orb reposition is good. It keeps Team Liquid guessing. They've just seen it down here in mid, and now it's ready to offer up some resistance at the A bomb site. But Team Liquid, they're going to throw this mid to be smoke. This looks like it's just a fake. Bomb's still up on Cat, along with the majority of these players. And look at Buntet. By the way, while all this has gone on, he's pushed the long doors, and he's now wrapping in through mid. Team Liquid, they have no idea. Elige is holding down the rotations in middle, but this Cat player has been given so much room. Buntet, there's one. Oh, there's a flash as well. No one can see him. Buntet just striking them down. The Deagle doing all the damage, and Som comes in on a wrap in the meantime. Gen.G, they steal that round away. Team Liquid, they get so focused on moving up through Cat. They think that they've got that round dead to rights, especially with Elige being in mid. And they just weren't accounting for the fact that they could have pushed this long area and come in the back line. That's exactly what they do. Gen.G, they'll get a 6th, and they managed to keep this dream alive here on Dubs.
And it's a push like that from Bintet that you wonder, is that his own intuition? Is he getting a comm from someone to say, hey, we got a lot of presence here on Catwalk. If you can get behind them, go for it. I'd like to think that Bintet did that all on his own. A little bit of a jump spot here at the long doors. Automatic and company will back away.
Play like that is so dangerous, and even for Bintet, no matter who makes a call, you never know what's on the other side. So that's why Liquid dedicate Nitro early to watch it long, make sure that doesn't happen again. But Daps is causing commotion in the middle. Quick flashbang, he can retreat, getting behind the boxes. Again, he's a man up right now, so Daps, if he wants to play this one and done spot, that's fine, as long as he gets one before he's done. But right now, he's not getting none. Liquid going back up catwalk into this orb of Automatic. He's playing a crouch peek. He's going to be jumping up, showing his little head. There's one. He does find it, and now they start to cross into his crosshair. Automatic with a second, and he's going to light up another round for us with this orb. He's on a 3rd. There's just no stopping him.
No, not at this point. Mirage can't even do it with his own AWP, and that's a round for Automatic for himself and for his team, but for himself. He puts that one in his pocket. And we look at a pretty even scoreline heading into the last round of the half here between these two teams. Again, an elimination game. Very crucial.
Yeah, and remember, winner of this is going to be going on to face the winner of MIBR Cloud9. And that's a matchup that we'll be having later. See no room for losers in the lower bracket. Straight elimination, straight out of the tournament. Bit of a B play here for Liquid. It's last round of the half, and they're on a force by. Gen.G are leading this game right now. Crazy to think that after the way the first map transpired, but Liquid now fighting tooth and nail back for the 15th. Lining up utility in the tunnels. Plenty of ways to smoke that window from here. Now, Elige, he's got one of his own. And Liquid, once this util goes down, they're going to commit.
This B-hold has to stand the test of time. Get in. Daps gets deegged, and so does Som. So weapons retrieved, a bomb plant found, and a 3-on-4 retake at the B bomb site. Now, Twist is holding down long. He's going to be able to come in late to try and cut off these rotations. And Kusta, while he was watching for it early on, there's only so much time you can dedicate to watching for this flank. He didn't see anything, so he assumes that it's going to be clear. And this has given Twist a lot of room to work with. They were just holding long and mid. They were watching for this wrap. And Twist now arriving, shuts down Buntet. Kusta is fed to the wolves. He's got to go above and beyond, but he's got himself a double. Now tapping on the bomb. He's sticking it. No, he's not. Twist playing the mind games, but Kusta lands the deeg and a 1v3 from him to find an 8th for Gen.G at the end of this first half of play. Narrowly, they sit in the lead. Team Liquid on their map pick, struggling right now. They sit 1-0 up in the series. Can Gen.G bounce back and take us the distance? Join us after a quick break to find out.
It never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you. Hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you. Kick back, relax, there's no rush in wrapping things up for good. Feels like you're my first crush back then in the neighborhood. And higher we fly, admire the beautiful things you do. And higher we fly, desire these moments just with you. With you, with you, with you, with you, oh, with you, with you, with you, oh, with you, with you, with you, oh, yeah. It never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. It never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. I can't believe it's so true. Whenever you touch my hair, I'm feeling closer to you. Nothing else can compare. And higher we fly, admire the beautiful things you do. And higher we fly, desire these moments just with you. With you, with you, with you, with you, oh, with you, with you, with you, oh, with you, with you, with you, oh, yeah. It never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on.
And well, here we are. Someone had to take the throw, and ultimately, it's going to be Gen.G leading at the half, 8-7 after what was a one-sided affair over on Mirage, the first map of the series, 16-6. Now on Dust 2, it's slightly more competitive, dare I say. Welcome back to DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. I'm Trace, and these are my amigos, Harry and Hugo. Look at this aggression from Elite, right to start the round with. He's not alone, taking a peek off Catwalk. Trade is going to come in from Bintet. Twist is also trying to play the games.
He's hiding in the smoke. He hasn't left. He's still here, but he's out of ammo. Got to get a reload off and drops into middle, giving them the catwalk, but taking away lives at automatic. Oh, he's going to fire back, but only good for one. Bintet is focusing the plant, and while he will have that at a bare minimum, surely nothing more.
That is utter chaos over towards Cat. Bintet, now would be the time to show us why we talk about you in such high regard, but he doesn't. And it's actually going to be Team Liquid finding the pistol. Twist, I don't know how he stays alive for so long. I really don't know how he does that. And I can't imagine what the comms would have been like for Gen.G, right? Like you can imagine that would be tricky enough to understand usually. Then you factor in that, you know, you're Bintet having to just overhear the screeching of like, he's in the smoke, he's going low. It's just all chaos, right? No one really knows what's going on. That there is such a confusing round.
That's, you know, and that's got to be by design, not if by Twist or by Liquid itself.
The whole time Elite is throwing flashes. He throws one flash for Twist's the early peak. I can't remember. I think it was Nitro peak. No, Nitro's mid. Someone else peaked. They died. Twist comes back in. Gets one, falls off, Elite flashes, Twist goes back in, right? So they get like multiple flashbangs in, multiple times where Gen.G are blind, and off the back of the second flash, Twist hides in the smoke, and they never see him get there. So yeah, I mean, he was blind too, because Gen.G threw their own utility, so it was just a total mess, really, but Liquid, they'll take it. And now, Gen.G, you can barely tell who won the pistol, because they've got 3 AKs and a scout in the second. pretty damn good force. And that's all because of Bentet running the plant, right? Not hanging around and fighting in middle after automatic dies. He just goes and commits to getting that $800 bonus. And that bonus money, well, boy, has it paid dividends for Gen.G. What can they do with it, though, is the big question. Double setup on long for Liquid, and Gen.G are taking it late with no flashbangs. One on Som.
There's this crossfire set up between Stewie and Twist, and it doesn't really go how they wanted it to. Twist has to make a bit of a stand here.
Ooh.
And Elijah's got his back. He gets Buntet, who was the man with an AK. Kusta, while he does put up one, that's his little streak closed out. Automatic is left in this 1-on-3, and the bomb is dropped in pit to make matters worse for him. Team Liquid, they take no chances. They group up through mid over here at long, and it's Twist delivering in his hold of the pit. He puts up 3 kills to secure that 9th round for Liquid. And now a 10th should be loaded in the chamber, ready to go, as that force buy doesn't go out in favor of Gen.G.
Yeah, you could see initially there was a bit of a struggle for Liquid out long, considering Gen.G had superior weaponry, right? AK's on 3, so the trades don't immediately come through. Stewie only gets 1, but luckily Elige comes in to assist. And well, Naf has just killed Som down mid doors. That doesn't feel nice to be on the receiving end of, I can only imagine. But pistols here, Gen.G, they're about to receive a bit of a beating. Double digits for Liquid, looking like a lock-in, and well, just 2 kills away from that very point. Go on, Kusta. There we go. Finished off nice and clean. 10-8 for Liquid, back in control. And Gen.G, their first buy round, proper buy round of the half.
And this should be one of the few AWP-less rounds that we're going to have, so savor it while you got it. Team Liquid, they're going to boost players up here onto Cat early, and this is pretty important for Liquid. They get this early information, and on the back of it, they actually aggress. Stewie creeping into top middle. Gen.G are grouped in the tunnels, and Elige gets that kill. And at this point, if you're Gen.G, you're kind of restricted to have to commit to this B play, even though that was always their intention. Now it's the only choice they've got. They'll try and get in, and they deal with Naf. Nitro has to have a bit of a stand here, or else this round could get very, very scary. And here are the rotations. They arrive very, very quickly as a result of this Cat aggression. Nitro falls over in the site, but Elige continuing his tear. Plucks another man from the ranks. Automatic left in the clutch, and they just swing him. They don't give him any room to work with. Team Liquid, they shut down the B play. They lock in an 11th. And everything about this is like screaming confidence, right? Elige and Stewie, they go aggressive in mid. They get the info that there's no one in middle. They secure long. They know that it's not a long play. And then the utility comes into B. And so everyone is there so quickly for Team Liquid.
And reality is this, you know, yeah, it's early. They started real early over here on either side of the West Coast, but perhaps they should start scheduling their matches around 9 a.m. as courtesy of a friend of mine suggested. Perhaps not at the same time, because that doesn't sound as much fun for anyone. Now, in this round, no fun to be had for Gen.G. In fact, it's gone horribly wrong. 5 versus 3, Hugo.
I wonder what time they did wake up, because I'm barely conscious before 2 p.m., and that's when our games start. So, you know,
yeah,
my brain doesn't work before midday. But Liquid, well, their brain, their aim, and their game is in good form.
Well, it's easy when you have a Galaxy brain like Stewie does, or, you know, really just anyone on this lineup. You look at the Galaxy brain on Nitro, and I can tell you, that is light years ahead of everyone else.
Oh dear, Twist, he's gone full Bentet. He's pushed long, he's on a flank. They're coming 3 Cat and Gen.G. It's not just one flank, it's 2. Naf is there as well. Palm tree flash for Elige is going to go out. He'll surely get both here. There he goes, nice spray. Some with 1, dropping in the pit, but Elige will flick right back with an ace. What a legend. On a rifle round as well.
Yeah, that's going to be a rough one, Harry.
Yeah, I want to know what Elige has done to wake up like this, man. He's 26 kills deep. He has doubled the next nearest guy on his team. And he aces that round there up against the force buy from Gen.G. I'm convinced he's just like mainlining, you know, coffee or Monster or something. Like at this point, like just an IV drip into the system, getting it nice and direct.
I was thinking, you know, like, here's the real trick. He just never went to sleep in the first place.
That,
the
that
gaming
works too. He just DM'd
sesh.
all through the night. You know, they get in TS at 8 a.m. ready to go, and they see that Elige is there. He's been logged on for 18 hours already, and he just never sleeps. Trying to pad those stats even more, but the pressure in mid from all these pistols proved to be a little much for Elige. There we go. Nap does get it eventually, and Dap's now the last remaining guy in this round. Puts his GZ to terrifying use. He's got it down to a 1v2, retrieved an AK as well. But can he find anything else? With the AWP covering these doors, he's going to be hard pressed.
There's certainly a question to be had here. Is Daps the best CZ in NA? Because in this series, he's hit some blinding shots. He killed, I think it was Elige, who was here, where Daps is right now, in the spawn, from tunnels, with like a running shot. He ran through tunnels in the first half and one-tapped Elige. Like, he's hit some mad CZ shots. That 1-on-3 on the B side of Mirage with the CZ stalling out of the pillar. He's pretty good with that gun.
Now, he's going to go for it here, and obviously had to reposition himself. He couldn't just straight up attack the two remaining Liquid players from the B site. That would have been just, for all intents and purposes, Stewie. And ultimately, that is too. It's Stewie, actually, that shuts down Daps to end the round, and we see 13 for Team Liquid. And I knew picking Team Liquid right from the get-go was never going to be a bad thing. I just knew it, Hugo. It's in the script. If you read it, you'd know it too.
That's where you get the map vetoes, right?
Same place.
13-8 to Liquid right now, and well, they are about to push it over the line. Recall as well, this was an 8-7 half in favor of Gen.G. They've yet to field a round in this second half. It's been 6 in a row for Liquid, and oh dear, they don't want to stop. Elige, he never wants to stop. He's going to take down Som in lower. Grenade to follow. Nothing too significant. Nothing off of the info spot as well. Actually, I think he saw Daps that time, so he will back up with that knowledge.
Or not a singular T round for Gen.G. Is it, Harry?
No, Trace. And I know that because, they haven't got any rounds. And so that means on this T side, they've had 0.
Yeah, wow. Basically.
Pretty cool how that one works.
You are right. Automatic. Now seeming to get a little eager with the AWP, I think is the word I want to use. To be smoked down, he's going to try to wall bang through the door. Little does he know, there was someone there in the form of Nitro. Now this is going to create a big problem. Daps leading the charge into the B site, looks for the tap on the head, decides to go for a spray instead, and it all works out in the end. Ooh. Nap, though. AWP, he wasn't going down without a fight, and he's only good to take down Daps. So 2 versus 3. Liquid would have to retake this B bomb site.
Yeah, and it's all hinging on whether or not they can deal with Buntet. The fact that he gets that kill somehow, despite getting blindsided, should mean it's just the save here for Stewie. He's already bowing on out of the round. He's backing off into CT. He's holding for any of these players peeking him, but he's not going to get given this fight. And we'll get to hold on to the AWP at the very, very least, right? But it's 9 on the board for Gen.G, and that B play works wonders. The mid split, everything about it is perfect from Gen.G. They use the utility as well to just rid the world of NAF before he even gets to have much of a say with that AWP over a back plat.
Yeah, Liquid tried to shuffle back into a safe setup on B, and I like the idea, right? One player going on this car position, hiding, and Naf was AWPing plat, but the first thing that happened there on that mid to B was Gen.G run through the door and headshot the car player, and immediately your crossfire's gone, right? Naf puts up a trade, but he gets mollied out, and then someone throws a grenade on his position. He's kind of just made useless behind that plat box, so yeah, I mean, nice round for Gen.G, but Liquid, they're going to be ready for it this time. And I don't think if we see one of those again, we'll see Liquid fall back and hide in the site. I think they'd rather, bring the fight to Gen.G, actually engage at the door and, play a little bit more aggressive. Because that's what has got them here in the first place, right? Liquid trying to play things by the books, and sometimes you need to tear a page or two out. Remember, these guys have written some of the books over in NA.
Sometimes you need to cook the books, Hugo.
Yeah.
And in this notion, Gen.G would probably like to turn these numbers upside down.
You gotta save money to make money, Trace. That's what they say.
Scared money don't make money. That's why. Never mind. We'll leave it. We'll leave that one right where it is and pick it right back up here on Catwalk. Gen.G with some advanced positioning in the form of Som. Now there's no players for Liquid inside of this A site itself. In fact, they've elected to play long A. This is going to be an A split straight up.
Yeah, if you're Liquid here, you're very much hinging on taking a man down early on and then being able to retake with a man advantage. If you just lose a player here in the opening, this round is kind of over. You know, you don't really have much to go off of, and this is because of this very heavy B presence that they've gone for in this round. Understandably, they're a little bit scared of this B bomb site, but the A site falls and it's a 5-on-5. This is a very weird spot to be in, and you're kind of in limbo right now, where if a kill doesn't present itself soon, then maybe you don't go for this. And Twist was ready for Daps at long. So now with the 5-on-4, now they can play for the retake, but they've got to be fast. They can't be waiting around here, especially not with Kusta wrapping in through long really late in this round. And so it's going to be chaos here on the push up through the ramp. It ends up in a 2-on-3. Naf doing his damnedest, but it's not going to be enough. They have to fall on back. Let's get out of there for the time being, and we'll take Buntet down on the exit, but he's leaving. He's gone. Gen.G, they'll reach 10. And for Liquid, that decision to stack 3 players at B really does come back to hurt them.
Calculated from Naf on 2 HP from 8 from the bomb, but yeah, it's still going to be around for Gen.G and back-to-back rounds at that. So money for Liquid is lacking, and well, Gen.G coming alive at the end of this map is good to see, right? You know, there's still a chance they can bring us to Vertigo. That's going to be a banger if we get there, but Liquid not looking like they want to let go of the torch. Daps running mid. Now that lower smoke, no one's doing anything with it, but Liquid is scaring Gen.G to the idea that they push slower. They've not. Naf is fighting, and it's actually an upper push for Liquid, which will get denied. Kusta drops 1 and Elise is on 8, so he falls back just to keep the B site intact for Liquid.
Transition for Naf. He wants to go help Elise out in the site itself with that rifle. This push, Twist got notoriously famous for. Their pistol round looks to do the same, but instead a little bit wiser, backs off, realizes they don't need to technically rush the fight here at all. Order to be spotted. Kusta's going to go ahead and eliminate Elise, was already pretty low, but that leaves Naf. He tucked back into this B site, now finds himself at Car. Surely they're going to clear him here, as would be a normal protocol. Jumping down is Kusta. It doesn't matter because the bomb's going up catwalk, and here we go with the remaining Liquid players.
This is smart for Gen.G. They're just avoiding the gun. That's all this is. They just want to get away from the M4, so it's down to the Deegs of Stewie and Twist, who surely aren't going to be able to stop this. Twist hasn't been checked, though, and he'll get away with 1. Good spam to Buntet. If Stewie can find just 1 shot here onto Buntet, he can set Naf up for the one-on-one clutch. Can he do it? No. Buntet takes the kill. Naf is such a doable round. They're so low, but he can't see through the fire, and Gen.G fire back and even save the AWP as well. Oh dear, that was a nice call from Gen.G to get away from the B play. They knew that there was something going on there. They knew there was a bit of a stack. Kusta just kind of throws his life at it, but he gets the information that wins Gen.G the round.
And the Molotov not quite going as deep, Harry. We look at this, and for Gen.G, yeah, they can kind of thank their lucky stars that it all kind of pans out at the end.
Ooh, Stewie's going to come in late on the long peek. If he doesn't get flashed into this, Kusta should win it. He double peeked the angle, shot rains out, and now Stewie thinks he can take up this position. But there's already players out. Twist is going to go unchecked. He had this bait and switch set up. The flash is good, and now more than ever, he needs support from these players at long. The flashbangs are just chaos, but Elise and Stewie working in tandem with Twist have got this round locked in, dead to rights. It all falls onto Daps in a 1v4. Liquid, they're pushing B, they're in the back line, they're coming in on this T-Rap. Daps, at the very, very least, has got some room to maneuver, but he doesn't realize that these players have got aggressive through B. And like, even if in the back of his head, because Daps is a very smart guy, even if he's predicting that maybe 1 guy has, you're not ready for 2. And he's not ready for either. So Team Liquid, they take a 14th, they lose only Stewie in that push. And that triple stack of Team Liquid over towards long works brilliantly.
Yeah, I love the trading flashbangs between the AWPers as you know, Stewie tries to set up, and then it gets really weird. After Twist gets 1 from the corner, Gen.G try and trade, so they throw a flash, but Tech then gets whited from the flash. Twist goes, oh, I can get a kill, flash me. Someone flashes him, he gets whited from his team flash, and everyone's blind, no one can hit a shot, but obviously Liquid just keep repeaking, keep pushing the issue from the corners, and they will take the round, breaking the money at 14. This is doable, but Daps, again, the pistol. It's where he shines here for Gen.G right now, and he's taken an advantage early on. That gun, though, right now, irretrievable with Naf in the middle.
Ooh, they're going to go out short, and Stewie gets the information a little bit later. They're deep, and Stewie's making a stand. He's got Twist helping out.
No.
Oh, they do get close, and actually, the Glock picks up not
my
one,
God.
but 2 kills. It's left onto Nitro. Automatic tries his hand at the peak. Going to be given time to get this bomb down, and an AWP in the 1v1. Automatic, almost with 30 kills to his name, has been incredible on this AWP. They've given it the weapon of choice, but Nitro's going to win the 1v1. He takes the tag in amongst it all. Regardless, it's 15 for Liquid, match and series point here on Dust 2.
Yeah, and Stewie, being that pillar in the site that he is with AWP, just stops him. Provides a lot of time right here for the side of Liquid, and yeah, it feels bad to get glocked twice. I don't even know what happened to Twist. Like, that's just unfortunate, I suppose.
Daps gets 2 1D entries, Automatic gets 2 Glock entries, and then Nitro wins the 1-on-1 after he gets shot in the face. Like, that whole round was crazy. Great eco from Gen.G, but they're going to feel like they could have won that and should have won that. It might have saved their tournament lives, as now this round is for that very point. Twist. Oh, there he's got a grenade out. They're close on the corner. Liquid have to back off of long, but they will take down a man before they do. Boost up for Stewie. Get that AWP in the site, because Gen.G are committing.
So he takes his AWP over here towards Catwalk. That's left a little bit of room to work with here for Gen.G as they found themselves scaled up long, 4 deep. There is nobody on the other side of the map for Gen.G. In fact, a push from Liquid is going to prove that to be the case. Here comes the smoke. Stewie's going to try to get ahead of it by throwing a Molotov onto the ramp and holding an angle with the AWP. Except for there's no frag to be found just yet, and the frag that does come in, it comes in the form of Sam. He owns Stewie, flat out, straight up.
Oh, timing for Automatic, but he does still get the kill. It's a 3-on-4, and Team Liquid pressuring this site heavily still. They're not perturbed by the presence here. Twist takes one to the leg, tries to go aggressive, and once again, it's down to this 1v1. Automatic out for revenge versus Nitro. And now the map falls quiet. This bomb is inside the A side. Nitro is playing around these smokes. Automatic, can he deliver? Jump peeks the corner. And I think he knows that Nitro's still here, still taking this fight. This is such an awkward spot for either one of these players, and Automatic's going to secure it. 30 kills. That's his 30th as he puts the 12th on the board for Gen.G. This AWP delivers. You think he's going to get timing there. And Automatic goes on to just rid this map of Team Liquid. Every one of the kills in this site take pretty much coming from Automatic and his AWP. And with that, there's no money left on the Liquid side. They've got to go for a force buy here. If they lose this, 13 on the board for Gen.G, and eco looming for Liquid, there's still a chance for Gen.G here. At most, you're looking at 1 more rifle round for Liquid.
Oh, but don't count them out of the ecos, Harry. We've seen Deegs, we've seen Glocks. Now let's try Liquid's hand at a shot. It's a 4-on-3. Tagged up his Som. Nice push denied by Kusta, but Nat does trade, and Quintet's going to get out of there alive. Molly off the position, try and get his gun up on Cat, but oh no! Nat runs low off the ammo, and now he's going to have to get the reload in. Now support's moving into middle. Stewie's going to drop. They could actually, he could be reading this. He could be ahead of the game. Yes, he is. Gen.G, they don't want to take Cat after they find that kill. They want to drop mid to B, and Stewie is denied the first. They're going to beat him to the site, but he will be able to fight from the window now. Posted up on his position. They're waiting for the kill, and that's a great call from Gen.G. They don't try and rush and go for the plant. They know who they're up against. They know Stewie's going to peek that angle, and when he does, he dies. It's Liquid with 2 chances to find 1 round, and it will not be this one with $2,000 a player.
This has got overtime written all over it. I think that's something we can both agree on. I say both, all 3 of us.
Yeah, hey, man. My name's Trace for a reason, dude. Anyway, Daps, business as usual. Lower push from Elige. It's going to leave a man down, a man deficit. Now it's going to continue to push right here, and I think that Daps is aware of that. Tons of noise being made. Control of the upper B tunnels firmly in the hands of Liquid. They're going to push out, and Daps is super hurt. That's going to cost him his life. They get a gun out of it.
Who cares? Daps doesn't. He was chilling, dude. He was just backed up. He wasn't really paying attention because Gen.G, they've already won the round. They planted on A. Liquid aren't going to win a USP retake with no kit. And so, yeah, you can see they want to save. That's what their brain tells them, right? But they're not saving anything. So they're going to hang around. They're going to get kills, and they're going to look for AKs as Gen.G exit the site.
But if Liquid had Glocks, then there's a chance.
Very different story, Trace.
Which is, you know, bizarre, but somehow has happened in this matchup. Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, even if they're able to make this round expensive, that's good for Team Liquid. However, Gen.G aren't going to let them. They just fall back into these longer ranges with the rifles, and they're going to take it. So 14-15, Gen.G, they have grinded to get this one back into a situation where they can get an overtime on the table. And this next round decides it all. This is such an insane point to be at. You know, either you go to overtime to keep your tournament life alive, or it's all for nothing, and Team Liquid still cross that finish line and still send Gen.G home.
This is it. It's what it's all coming down to. The orb's out for automatic, 30 kills deep. Same story for a Liege. Liquid, they're not going to have the money for one of their own. Stewie has been very versatile in the middle area with it. And, you know, not having an AWP here is a big problem for Liquid. It's why they, you know, strive for chaos when Gen.G go for these site hits. Why Liquid love the trades, because it's not like they can put an AWP on car and just deny the cross from Catwalk. They've got to, you know, be playing retake. And that's what Liquid have been doing by taking this long control. Swapping long for short and coming back into the site late. Right now, it's 3 over towards A. Double B gamble for Liquid with no one in the middle, but that can change in an instant. G just putting pressure on, going about their default, starting things slow, as they should here up against 30, knowing there's still a chance to win OT and take this to Vertigo and still knock Liquid out of this tournament. But they are not the ones to do the knocking right now. It's Liquid on the doorstep, just a round away from that next spot in the playoffs.
With Stu in the middle. Calling the shots over here for Liquid. You do wonder. Will he have the answers? Will Liquid have the answers, moreover? As this mid to B split is coming in. It's coming in at Fury's pace. Naf peeks the door at appropriate time, finds himself 2, looks for a 3rd. It won't matter. Automatic has his AWP trained on the door with a response. And so far, this has gone horribly wrong. OT not looking good here for Gen.G. In fact, looking like a far-off promise. Vintet hit down to 10 HP. Kusta trying to take a battle inside the site, but it's Nitro the best in there, and this is all but clockwork at this point. Vintet, 10 HP, 30 seconds on the clock, bomb in hand, smoke and flash, AK against Nitro, who's just over half on health, and Elige, who's holding the mid doors.
Oh, the timing. Oh, Vintet. And he had to run. He couldn't do the gimpy, you know, look at the ground and, oh, they can't see me. No, he had to run. Look at that clock. There's no time. This is done. It's Liquid winning. Vintet can't plant if he tried, and they might just shoot him just for the salty points. Liquid, I mean, what can you even do here? Poor Vintet, he's dead, and that's it. Liquid take the victory, 16-14. A nice try from Vintet, but the timing is not in his favor, and the time is to shine for Liquid, as they're going to knock Gen.G out of this tournament 2-0 in the playoffs.
Yeah, sometimes it really do be like that, Harry.
Yeah, man, that's heartbreaking to see it end in that fashion, right? Like, it was looking so good for Gen.G, and that whole round gets a little bit iffy, right? Team Liquid, they're so, you know, you think about the times those B hits have come in before, and they've tried to like fall back into the site and play around that. This time, they just take the mid fights one after the other. They shut it down. To make matters worse, the bomb was all the way over at long as that B play was coming in, so it was a very lengthy rotate for Buntet anyway, and he very much needed his teammates to survive that journey into B. I mean, great stuff from Liquid to turn it around and to emerge victorious, but I don't know, man, I wanted an overtime out of that game, especially after they get it so close.
Yeah, especially when Gen.G shows up to play. This is a totally, you know, starch comparison to the first map we got between these two teams, and obviously things will continue to roll along here at the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. So I think on that note, we go to a break. We'll come back. I'll come back. And we'll continue to talk about this game with my counterparts over on the desk. See you in a minute. So there's this tournament going on, right? It's called the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020, and then there's this Team Liquid, and they just went absolutely bonkers there for a bit. Of course, on the first map, being Mirage, they make it look really easy. They make Gen.G look silly. Now, the second map is a little bit of a different tale. Of course, that being of almost overtime, but almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. We don't have either of those right here, right now. I'm talking a little bit about the action on hand that is Liquid picking up the series 2-0 over Gen.G. And of course, to talk about that, it's going to be Christine and Matthew. What do you think?
I think if you're Gen.G, now is the time to have some regret about Mirage, because they did make a hell of a competition on Dust 2. They lost the first pistol round, they lost the second pistol round, and the first buy round. So these are practically 0-8 in terms of round, and still made it a very tight, very close game, 16-14. Automatic was all over the place. I think that's another proof, if we ever needed one, that this guy can compete with the highest level in Counter-Strike. He proved us again. Benta had a great game as well. I thought that Daps, if had only 13 kills, had some very impactful ones. He was the one gunning, running like a madman. So he had some interesting rounds as well. But it is, at the end of the day, still Liquid winning 2-0, and it's very much deserved.
Very much deserved indeed. And there's the ring. I thought.
Yeah, there it is. That's the one I was looking for, the one I was waiting for.
You good?
Yeah, it just kind of caught me off guard. You know, I wasn't expected to be graced by a superstar here in the not server, but you know what I'm saying, in the studio. Stu, what's up, my man?
What's up, man? Don't say that. You're gonna make me blush.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Look, so we just watched this game, and you had a couple of cool rounds. You want to talk to us about maybe picking up the big AWP from time to time?
Yeah, I think we switched a while ago on Mirage that Nitro would go to B, and now op mid with Elige. I think we just thought it was a lot more comfortable, but finally I started hitting some shots. I felt like these past weeks during the break, I was very critical of myself, being very technical, trying to find my comfort zone and just try to play more CS, play FPL, play Pugs, play Deathmatch, a lot of Deathmatch, and just try to get my aim consistent and get it back up there, you know?
So, Stu, if I'm looking at Liquid today, it's like a completely different team. And I'm not just talking about some of the stuff that we saw in Mirage, you fearlessly taking AWP battles or re-aggressions from NAF when he's found himself situated in the backlines of Gen.G. I just want to know, is Liquid back? I mean, is this the Liquid that we can expect to see moving forward in the bracket?
It's hard to say. I think that's what we're practicing right now in practice on our own time. We're just trying to focus on consistency and making sure, you know, the little things matter, like the environment and everything like that, making sure we don't lose to ourselves. And when we play these games, especially the map on Dust 2, like when we lose those eco rounds or like lose the 4v3 post plant on the very last round of the T side, those are little mistakes that we could live with. It's not hard to fix. You know, we win most of those, but you know, sometimes it just doesn't go our way. But if we lose that way, for me, I'm personally okay with it, since, you know, it could have been our game, it could have been their game. We just don't want to lose to ourselves where we get down, where we lose our confidence, because that's where you see the worst Liquid, right? When we don't have our confidence. And today we showed up with confidence, making sure we get back on track.
Now, I want to let Christine and Matthew talk. I know you guys are just like sitting there below me, but I have a couple of questions I just want to get in front of, so I might as well just ask them, right? I think that's how this works when you're the host of the show. So,
we ask questions? No,
yeah,
we cannot.
You guys can ask me a question. I just want to ask though, man, because you've seemingly found yourself in an IGL role, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see yourself taking on more of leadership or feeling like a leader outside of the game to your teammates?
Yeah, a little bit. I feel like with this team, there needs to be a leader and someone who has a big voice and kind of take control and not be shy to, you know, tell people that they have their problems. And nowadays in practice, we tell each other that we have to be more critical with each other. We can't be that lenient. We gotta treat everybody the same. If I'm gonna tell someone something and I'm gonna say it the harsh way, I have to tell the other person the same way, so they don't feel like there's favors on the team or anything like that. But you know, we're gonna have our bad days and we understand that, but that's what we're trying to focus on too.
No sugarcoating it. Maniac, what do you got?
Nice. Listen, I wanted to ask you about this whole online period, right? We talked a lot about it, and we talked about the results, and maybe some of them we have to consider with the pitch result. I want to have your opinion. How do you see these results right now? Do they count? Do we have to look at them differently? What's your take on these results? Oh, that was a question I shouldn't have asked.
Hold on.
I think I just...
Now, Stu, when you hit
game.
You ruined this for us, Maniac. If anybody's going to get blamed, I didn't want to say it was going to be the Swiss, but it is going to be you in particular. Now, I'm pretty sure that Stu only has to hit the rejoin button and we can resume exactly where we left off. But pretty good question, all things considered. Perhaps
that was like the red button. I just asked the online offline and someone just cut the line.
It just DC'd just straight
Get
away.
him out of there. Get him out of there.
Just shut it now.
We
can hear you, but I don't know.
I can hear you. Are you in the call on the browser? You gotta hit the rejoin button. Listen, man, I never wanted to work for Geek Squad, but I guess today could be a good day to start. So we'll figure this out. Don't worry. We'll get it back in here in due time. Now, for the time being, I guess that leaves us in a little weird spot. Christine, quiet as a mouse over there, but surely you've got some words about your boy Kusta.
I mean, look, that was not the best showing from Gen.G, right? But I am glad to see that on Dust 2. My biggest question is was this Gen.G's Dust 2 game plan coming together and is why they were able to put up such a good fight, why they were able to garner 14 rounds? Or does this just come with the territory of it being Dust 2, of Liquid kind of being known for not able to close out rounds? Because if we think back in that second half, Liquid were up by 6-0 on that CT side of things. So they were certainly in full control. So my biggest question would be, was it Gen.G that were able to come back, or was that Liquid falling a little bit short?
Yeah, and I don't know, Maniac, what's your take? I mean, since there's no one here to answer that question just yet.
Yeah, we can just voice for them, right? Now, listen, I do believe that it is not far from reality to think Liquid maybe just stepped off a little bit the gas pedals. It's 12-7 or 12-6. They've just destroyed them on Mirage. Whether you want it or not, you're a human being. Maybe you put that 95% effort instead of 100, and then you have players of quality in front of you, and they'll take you down if you give them the opportunity. So you kind of find yourself in this weird mid-space where, okay, hold on, they're actually winning rounds, and now we're in an eco round. You don't have the money anymore. Suddenly they have the momentum, and you have to fight again to close it. But I don't think Liquid were really in danger. I think they might have allowed just a little bit that comeback to happen.
And weirdly enough, I don't know that this, the syndrome has a name, but there is something to say about, well, of course we're going to get the interview now, but there is something to say about teams that get all the way to the finish line and then just can't cross it. It's just like, oh, that 15th, 16th round, we're going to get there eventually, I promise you. And then it just never happens. Before you know it, you're in OT, and then Stewie's back in the Hangouts call, and we're right where we should have been. So, Maniac, do you want to give it another try?
Yeah, quick question. Your take on all these internet results. Some people say it's bullcrap. Some people say it's very valid. What's your take?
For me, it's a little half and half, but we're trying to take the online season a little more serious. For us, it's a little tiring. We feel like we play a lot of CS, not just only practice, but I think we've had over 100 maps in the past couple months, and that's a lot to us. And it's a little tedious, and sometimes it's hard to snap out of that, being tired mentality and get back right on it. But hopefully we can go back on land soon.
Absolutely.
Stu, we were just talking about when you DC'd on this Dust 2, you were up by quite a large margin going into that second half, and you spoke about confidence, and we know that with Liquid, sometimes closing out games was your biggest issue. Do you think that it was Automatic and Gen.G just able to best you and outplay you in those rounds leading up to 14, or was that you guys taking your foot off the gas pedal?
I think it's a little bit more on Automatic's part. He played a great game on Dust 2. He was hard to trade kill or things like that, but I think they played a good game. For us, there's not too many things to look at. I think we just lost an eco round where they ran off Cat and Elise got 1D mid doors. Things just went their way that way, and I overpeaked the ramp when Twist was there to help me and cover me. So individual mistakes there, but not too much to look into. We feel like we just lost a couple retake rounds and a couple man advantages, but nothing to really harp on too much.
So Maniac, Christine, I know you guys have some more questions for the man, and I'll just fill this void here for a second by asking, do you think it is something that can be fixed when Naf nades himself?
Yeah, I think he was a little pissed off at himself for nading himself, because if he was alive, I think we probably would have won that round. I think it went our way a little bit. Actually, I think we won that. I'm not too sure. I forgot about it already. But yeah, he sounded a little mad, but he got past it pretty quick.
a little jaded by it, but nonetheless, I mean, there's an argument to be made around that and saying like, okay, if this was on land, then that mechanic is completely different. Is that right?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
If that happens on land, the mechanic is completely different, and perhaps the nade doesn't even hit the blue bin.
I don't know. I don't know how he throws his nades. He's a little clunky with his movement, so we don't know.
Well, that's the stuff I like to hear. Maniac, Christine, you guys got anything?
Now
I got one more
question about the grenades. So you asked one. That was the one question I had. Trish.
Sorry, man. Christine, what's up?
The one question. Stewie, I wanted to ask on Mirage. We noticed that Naf did a really funky boost with Nitro, getting up into that B tunnels and pushing it on 2 separate rounds. In the freeze time, is it him that's initiating those kinds of calls? Is he asking for that play, or is that Nitro? Is that you?
That's pretty much all Naf there. He asked for the boost on the balcony. I think he just had a lot of confidence. After that pistol round that we won on CT side, I think we were just pretty much just going to destroy their confidence, not be afraid. We're going to push. Naf was pushing halls a lot, and we're just following him up. And sometimes it's questionable play, but when we're confident, anything can work for us.
I like that. That's strong and stern words there from Stuart 2K. Now, I just want to go ahead and clear up the rumors before we go any further. is that a Valorant shirt?
No, it's actually a Black Widow shirt from Team Liquid and Marvel. You guys can buy it at the Team Liquid store. Don't forget.
Oh,
All right.
there we go.
Yeah, I got you, man. I
Very
got you.
nice.
Stu. I got you. Nice plug. Very well done. And of course, GG, well played to you and yours. Congratulations. You guys get to move forward here at the DreamHack Master Spring. And I think we'll be seeing you later, Stu.
Thank you guys. See you guys later.
Wow. All right. So, Stewie2K comes in here not once, but twice and gives us his piece of time or his piece of mind. What do you guys think?
Plug in. That was well done as well.
He's a
PR-wise,
pro.
step of the game,
He's an actual pro now. I mean, man, he's so well spoken. Even throwing in the plugins for his sponsors at the end there.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of plugging things in, we've got our phone lines reconnected, and it looks like we're ready to jump into our next interview, of course, from the Gen.G side. We do have Elmapuddy, which is, I want to say, the coach of Gen.G. Is that the terminology you would like to be called by, Mr. Elmapuddy?
I think that works, yeah.
Okay, so first and foremost, we just had Stewie on the line. Now we have Elmapuddy. Now I want you to tell the people out there, who is Elmapuddy?
I mean, I'm the coach of Gen.G. I was the assistant coach over at Cloud9, obviously, when the core was over there, and I kind of moved along with them and picked up the head coach role over here.
All right. Can I kick that one off? I just wanted to ask about Mirage, right? You had a very good / better performance on this too. Do you feel some regret towards Mirage? Because that was your pick. You looked a little bit deflated. Looking at what you've done on Dust 2, how do you feel about this Mirage performance?
I wouldn't say I regret it. I think it was just we came out a little sleepy early morning game. I think they just came out better prepared than us to start this one off. They were probably a little bit fresher than us. They were hitting their shots way better than us. So I don't regret it. I think no matter what the map, to be honest, they just came out hotter, and it would have been very difficult for us to take any map that we'd pick. So I think it was more that rather than the map pick on our part.
Speaking of being a little bit sleepy, you guys are no strangers of playing early round matches, early morning matches. Even at Flashpoint, we remember seeing Som tweeting out that some of these matches were a little too early for his own sleep schedule. Are you guys going through any steps to prepare yourselves for these matches? Because you know that these matches are going to be early morning, and your players should know that. So what kind of effort are you putting into getting yourself prepared to make sure you are actually awake when it goes live?
I mean, the obvious one is just go to bed a little bit earlier. I think it is difficult though, because all different organizers put the games at different times. So it's sometimes you might be playing a 3 o'clock in the afternoon game, and today we're playing a 9 o'clock in the morning game. So it is actually kind of difficult to get a consistent sleep pattern going throughout long term. I think obviously a couple of days before, we try and encourage the guys, you'll try and slowly get yourselves waking up earlier and earlier each day moving into when we know we have a match like this one. So just like move your sleep pattern an hour forward to what you may be used to for the 3 or 4 days before that. I'd say that's the biggest thing for us, is just trying to get everyone up and warmed up and just making those adjustments from tournament to tournament.
I have a follow-up, sorry. Trace mentioned in that series as well that, back for teams getting into a match, they usually try to play a scrim before, but at 9 a.m., it's got to be impossible to find a reliable scrim partner. So, how do you warm up your players to get them ready for such an important match like this?
It's impossible to go scrim. You're not going to find one except maybe against the person you're going to be playing. Like, very good. Oh, Liquid, you want to play a warm-up scrim? But besides that, you're not going to get anyone. So I think it's really up to the players individually. Everyone has a different warm-up routine they like to do. Some of them like to do aimbots. Some of them want to jump in DM or into a retake server. So it really goes player by player. So I trust them just to get on their PCs and warm up however they want to, half an hour before the game, whatever, and then we talk about the matches, obviously go through the video and talk about what our game plan is for each map. So it's really each player individually and what they want to do.
Well, Maniac, do you have anything, or should I?
I'm all good.
Okay. Christine, we're good. All right. Just want to make sure everyone's happy. I kind of just want to ask you, Elmapuddy, about your journey, because we haven't seen or heard a lot of you. So talk to me about working alongside of some of these big names and kind of what this means for you in the big picture of things.
It's been a good learning experience. I think from the analytical side, I'm pretty confident. Like, I think I have a pretty good mind for the game, but I think the actual coaching aspect of it is something I'm still learning, and I learn a lot from these guys. Obviously, they're a lot more experienced, particularly on automatic and DAPS. They have a lot of experience coming in, so they've been good to work with, and they really help out with obviously giving tips on some things that I'm not as experienced with, and they have their opinions on that. So it's been a learning experience, but I think it's also been a good one where I'm pretty happy with what I've been able to contribute to the team as well. So I think it's been a good, it's been good for me, and hopefully I can continue to improve on my coaching career.
Yeah, and hey, man, hats off to you. I mean, you got your team all the way to the playoffs, and then ultimately you got kind of beat up on by Liquid, and these things just happen to people, and nothing you can do about it. I could sign off our interview and our time with you by just simply asking you the question: who wins, MIBR or Cloud9?
I think that's a tough one. I think I'd have to give it to MIBR. They're looking pretty good right now.
Huh. Interesting. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Elmapuddy. Tell people where to find you.
You can find me on Twitter, Elmapuddy, and then I also have a YouTube channel where you can search the exact same thing. So they're both just
Let's
Elmapuddy.
not get carried away. Let's not get carried away, Elmapuddy. I'm kidding. Thank you so much for your time, man.
Thanks, man.
See ya. All right. So that was Elmapuddy, the coach of Gen.G. And overall, what are we thinking for the side of Gen.G in terms of work that they need to put in? Where were they lacking? You know, what were some of their weaknesses?
Well, if I can give my 2 cents on that, when I was working Blast, I had the opportunity to listen to them, right? And I had ears in their comms, and that was very enlightening, very interesting. I think one of the issues they have when things go south, I feel like they lack that fiery voice that's going to wake them up. You know, you all have these games where you just lose a couple of rounds in a row, and then you feel like you're losing the grip of the game, and things are going too fast for you. And you actually need a Stewie. You need an Apex, someone that's going to give a shout and just make sure that everyone is just waking up and getting back into the game. And this might be the one area where they miss. It might be the only time in my career where I say they need someone that flames, need someone that, you know, gets angry a little bit and gets upset. I usually never say that, but in that scenario, they might be just a little too calm, too accepting when things go wrong, and they might need someone to be able to rebel, really.
Well, that's the whole thing is like, as a coach, you can look and compare traditional sports. You think about the guy that's not only coming up with a game plan alongside of some coordinators, blah, 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 but he's firing them up. You know, he's getting them ready to get into the game and just bringing the if you know what I'm saying, Christine.
Bringing the I do know what you're saying, but you know, right now in our CSGO space, we've got a lot of value, different kinds of value and input that a lot of our different coaches are bringing. So certainly, I'm not sure exactly what Elmapuddy's strengths are, but I do know that his analytical side is a huge strength. I mean, he just mentioned his YouTube channel. He's got a lot of great content on there talking about CSGO, breaking it down. So surely, I mean, that's his strength. I don't know that him hyping up the team is his strength, but I mean, maybe he should work on it, you know, because even on this Mirage match, I noticed they didn't really even take any pauses. They didn't give themselves a chance to have a reset round or really to slow Liquid down even, you know? So, you know, everyone has a different opinion on pauses during the game, and especially now with coaches being able to constantly talk to their players while we're on this online atmosphere. But still, I still think that taking a pause is valuable.
And it can be very healthy sometimes, obviously. That's some very true words. Thank you, Christine and Maniac. Now, I'm sure both of you have seen the advertisements from ESEA as to the new stuff. It's hardware that's coming out, or how do we use a software? I don't know. I'm not a tech guy, but I can tell you that it's called Refrag, and I've used it, and it's really freaking sick. There's a lot of options, a lot of opportunities right there. And ultimately, if you're one that kind of nerds out over smokes, you like going in the server with your friends and like, oh, I practiced throwing this smoke like 9,211 times. This thing will do it for you. It's actually really sick. So they've got several different modes. NADR would be one of them. Incredible tool for upping your utility game. So that's just one little bit of the puzzle right there. And I don't think I'm doing it quite the justice as I'm sure you guys have seen, though. The countless hours spent in the server trying to find that perfect flash or smoke. This probably would piss you off a little bit, huh, Maniac?
Listen, you're doing a fantastic job at plugging your thing, I have to be honest, and it is true. I think the if you were to think about the amount of hours you put into and then the results you have, these kinds of tools make your life so much more valuable, so much more optimized. I mean, I've been spending so many times on the server trying to find a lineup, trying to find a smoke, and then, I don't know, probably an hour just to get and go to my in-game leader and say, hey, I have it, and he tells me, I already had it, so I just lost an hour of my life. So yeah, exactly, when you have that kind of tools, it's pretty good.
So think about this too, Christine. Like, imagine if you were able to play with your team against, I don't know, FaZe in, say, 2018, like around the major time. I don't know, maybe on Inferno. Maybe you want to recreate that entire scenario, but you want to stack up your team against FaZe right there in that moment. You can do that with this tool. It's actually sick.
It's so wild. And just to think that you are now going to be able to kind of identify in a live moment what it feels like to play versus players at that caliber, right? Because the reactions, the movements, the angles, they're all very, very different than what you run into in an FPL or in just a regular normal matchmaking pug. It's all very different. So I think it's really exciting to kind of be able to have a glimpse, a sneak peek into what that feels like. So I mean, this is next level shit, right? I mean, when I first read it, I was like,
Somebody
wait,
had
this
to say it, yeah.
yeah, this is crazy. So I'm very much excited to see what. I mean, I know you've gotten an actual sneak peek to feel it out, but I haven't. So my expectations are through the roof right now for this program, for sure.
I think one of the coolest things, and this is gonna be the last thing, I'm not even really trying to plug it, I'm honestly just excited because it is actually really cool stuff. One of the coolest things that I saw about this piece of software, or whatever you want to call it, this program, is the fact that you can go in, you could set a location where you want your smoke to land, so to say, and then you can go wherever. And it'll tell you exactly how you need to line it up, what you need to be doing. Is this a jump throw? It'll give you the possible scenarios for how to make a smoke land exactly where you want it to. But again, if you are interested in learning more about what we're talking about, you head over to esca.net/refrag. That's REFRAG. And we go to a break on the back of that. We come back, and we have some more games. And by more games, I mean just one. It's going to be a little bit of MIBR taking on Cloud9, as Elmapuddy said. We'll be right back after the break.